Good morning and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the Wide Bay area of Queensland, Australia. Today I am showing a project that I've put together as part of a collaboration that I'm involved with in the World Card Making group on Facebook. I wanted to show you a Christmas countdown project that I've created using the Gingerbread and Peppermint Memories and More cards. So I'm quite excited to show you this. I actually did this, a similar project a few years ago using different Memories and More cards that were available, but I thought I would upgrade, or not upgrade, but update what I've got to show current products. So the frame has come from IKEA, cheap as chips. I'm lucky enough that my daughter lives like literally 10 minutes away from the store in North Lakes, Brisbane. These rings I think you can get them just about anywhere. I got mine from an office supply store here in town, but I've also seen them in like the cheap dollar stores in the area. So you grab a couple of those, or grab a packet. I've normally got a packet somewhere amongst all my stash. And that's pretty much it. Oh, you'll need a hole punch, some sort of hole punch, so you can punch your holes in the top here. So I'll go through each card briefly, but then with my PDF I'll go into more details, just to let everyone know exactly what I've used. The numbers, all the numbers have come from the letters, what are they called? The Playful Alphabet dies. And I've actually just die cut them all out on white. I've die cut them all out on white, and then I've gone back in with my alcohol blend, Stampin' Blend pens, and just colored them into the colors, coordinating colors. The little round discs come from the Tasteful Label dies. I've used the smaller circle. Just let me grab that for you. I've used the smaller circle, and then I've gone over the top with the shimmery embossing paste, just to add a little bit something special. And then I've gone ahead and just then glued, when I've colored the numbers in, I've just glued them on top, but we'll do that right at the end. I'll show you. I've actually left one to put together so that we can go through it together. So to begin with, what I've done is gone and cut out coordinating cardstock, and I've tried to keep it, I think I've used Old Olive, Real Red, maybe a couple of white ones, and I've tried to keep it all with those three colors, just for consistency, just so that they all work together. And that's the great thing about using Memories and More cards and Stampin' Up products. They pretty much coordinate all the way through. Okay, so starting at 25, because it's a Christmas countdown, the dies that I've used here are the Stitch So Sweetly for the vellum. I've got seasonal swirls for the wreath, and then the Christmas tree dies for the trees. I think this is the only one that I've used Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent, because I had the tree dies left over from another project. Number 24. Once again, I've used the Christmas tree dies, and there's a vellum label under here that has been die cut from painted labels. Number 23. Okay, right down underneath I have a piece of vellum that's been die cut from Stitch So Sweetly. The wreath has been created with the new Eden dies. The star has come from Christmas trimmings, and then I've put the red rhinestone basic jewels over the top. Number 22, where's my list? These baubles have come from the Memories and More cards, and I've just fussy cut them out, and these two are glued directly to the card, but this top one I've put on with, I've attached with dimensionals, just to I might try and bring you in a bit closer actually. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Okay. Number 21, Peaceful Dears, and then I've punched him out. This is just using die cut from the layering circles dies, and then the trees have been stamped in the background. The deer has been put up on dimensionals. Once again, for this one, I've used the Gingerbread dies, and there's vellum on the bottom, cherry cobbler detail, and then across the top I've used the Sparkle of the Season stamps and die cut them out just so that my baubles are hanging from something. And then this is just the silver from the Simply Elegant trim. This is an old set from Perfectly Played, and I've stamped and then embossed that in black, and that's been stamped on cinnamon cider with a vellum painted from painted labels, that die. Another wreath. Now for this one I've used the Eden dies, and the gold is I can't put my hands on those dies, just bear with me guys. Where are they? Here we go. I'll just grab them out. So for this one, the gold underneath is actually this one, and I have die cut this out in gold and then trimmed it down to get the circle shape in underneath. And then for the green on top, I've used Mossy Meadow, but then I've used I've stamped before I've die cut. I don't know whether you can actually see that, but I have stamped on it, on the Mossy Meadow, and just to give it a little bit of texture. I think I used one of the Christmas tree stamps. Oh, I wonder what that one was called. Evergreen Elegance. This is what I used. So I grabbed one, I think it was the big one. Oops, sorry. I grabbed the large tree, and I just stamped Mossy Meadow onto Mossy Meadow just to give my cardstock a bit of texture. And then I die cut a heap of these and created my wreath. I just stuck one on top of the other and then added the red rhinestone basic jewels over the top as for berries. Okay, sorry I'm moving around so much. It's a bit tricky. Okay, for this one, this is just plain straight out from the Memories and More cards. I've used what came in the pack. So you've got the spatula and the glove, the cookie tray, cooling rack is part of the pack, and these Christmas tree cookies are also part of the pack. So I wanted to make use of those elements that came with the card pack. This one, number 16, has been made by using the poinsettia petals dies, and I have just white cardstock, soft sea foam. Oh, I can't remember my names. Yes, soft sea foam, and then a little bit of gold foil. And I've just used the dies, no stamping. I think by this stage, this was one of my last ones that I put together because I was scrambling for ideas, and I just wanted to put something together really quick. There's little rhinestones. They're from the Christmas rhinestones. Is that what they're called? Oh, see if I can grab them somewhere. Holiday rhinestone basic jewels. So that's what those are from, just for the flower centers. Number 15 uses the gingerbread dies, and that's been die cut. The star, detailed star, has been die cut and put across a vellum and glued on top. Another really easy one. Number 14. These images come from Sweet Little Stockings and been die cut. Oh, far out, sorry guys, just whacked my camera. Hope I've got you back in the right spot. And then the little leafy bits also came from the dies. I might see if I can get you down a little bit further. Sorry, watch out. Just so I can show you a bit more detail rather than picking it up. Yeah, so, and then I've added the embellishments come from, oh, that's, I'm awful. I cannot remember names of things. Where do they come from? Subtle shimmer sequins. So that's what I've used on the front here, just to add a little bit of sparkle. They were coloured with the blends, Real Red, Dark and Light, Old Olive, Dark and Light. Another wreath. That one comes from Seasonal Swirls, and I've actually die cut a Pear Pizzazz and then a Mossy Meadow possibly on top, and then I've actually then die cut the holly leaves in Old Olive, and then added the red rhinestone jewels on top. Sorry guys, this is going to be a bit longer today. That's okay. Stitch So Sweetly dies for the vellum label, and then Christmas trees, and then I've added Wink of Stella to the Real Red that's there on top. Okay, number 11 comes from, this image comes from the Be Jolly stamp set, and I've coloured that in with the blends, our stamping blends, and a little bit of Winker Stella there. The label comes from Seasonal Labels. Number 10, and so the doily has been die cut in gold, and that comes from Encircled in Beauty dies. And then the holly I've grabbed the Merriest Moments bundle, and there is a variation. If I can gently lift this up, bring it up closer, there is a variation. I've tried to get a variation in the leaves. I think it was Shaded Spruce and Old Olives that I've used there, and I applied that with the blending brushes to get that, or you could use your daubers. Number 9, once again I've used Merriest Moments bundle for the poinsettias, and the leaves, the foliage has just been stamped directly onto the cards. And then again I've used a subtle shimmer sequins just for a bit of bling. I think the centers were stamped possibly in cinnamon cider for that. I'll have to go back and check my notes. For this one, number 8, I've used the Be Jolly stamp set, and then I've coloured with the blends and then fussy cut. The vellum label is from Seasonal Labels underneath. Number 7, I've used, I've used the Gingerbread DSP, 6x6 DSP, and I think I've actually die cut them out from the DSP. So yes, so the bells have been die cut from the Gingerbread and Peppermint 6x6 DSP, and then I've got the ribbon, the Real Red sheer ribbon, and I've just cut a length, and then I've actually like cut down the middle of that to get a narrower ribbon, if that's the word, narrower ribbon, because I just felt that as it was just too wide, too bulky. So I've trimmed it down and created 2 smaller bows for my bells. Number 6 is a snowflake. I've just cut that out of basic white, and then I've added Winker Stella on the top, and then I've glued that onto a piece of vellum die cut using the same dies. I've inked around the edges there, possibly with a very light touch of early espresso, just to give it an aged look. Number 5, I've used the Christmas season bundle, the pine cones and the holly and the berries. Number 4, I've used the birds and branches bundle, branch top and bottom, and then I can't recall what I've just stamped, possibly in soft suede, and then coloured it in with using the Stampin' Blends crumb cake, and possibly cinnamon cider here for his tummy, just to give him a little bit of a red robin kind of a look. Number 3, I've gone into my general stash and brought out the Flowers of Friendship bundle. I've stamped 2 large flowers and a small one, and lots of leaves, and I've coloured them in with the watercolour pencils and used the blender pen then to blend those colours out. I believe that was stamped in early espresso to begin with. I kind of felt it was a little bit softer than using the black, but you have to wait and or at least heat set it, because by using the blender pens you'll actually pull some of that early espresso into. You can see here I didn't quite leave it long enough, and the smaller flower is actually looking a little bit brownish, and the doily is the Encircled in Friendship, comes from the Encircled in Friendship set. Number 2, the bells, the detailed bells, and then the full bell underneath has come from the gingerbread dies. And then once again, I felt that the full width of this gold shimmer ribbon was too wide for the project, so I've cut a length and made them a little bit more narrower, and just tied a bow with the narrow piece. Okay, so that's it for those ones. But now I want to show you how I've put together each card. So what I've done is that I've cut coordinating cardstock for each piece that measures 3 1/4, and I think this is like 4 1/2. Yep, so that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then what I've gone and done is I've gone and created myself a template, and on 3 sides I've measured 1/2 inch in, and then I'm going to go in and use that as a guide then to punch my holes. So I'll grab my hole punch. Now Stampin' Up don't actually, and then I don't have one of these anymore, but I'll take that away. See how, and I'm just using the holes that I've already punched on that white cardstock, and then I've punched that hole. Easy. And I've done that for each and every card, so it's so easy. Okay, now for this card, what have I done here? Where are my notes? I've used, oops, sorry guys, come back. I have used, once again, I've used the Sweet Little Stockings bundle, and then this trim has come from the gingerbread, that was in the Gingerbread and Peppermint Memories and More card pack, and I've just grabbed a strip of that and put that across, so it looks as though they're hanging from something. Now I've actually lost my my little, oh no, there it is. All right, so for this card, I've got I'm going to grab my number, and I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. That's not really scrap paper, but just so I don't dirty my grid paper. And we're going to just colour this in with your blends. I might do the dark one, I think. So I'm just colouring in that number that's been die cut. I just kind of felt it was easier to color them in than to go and die cut different colors, because I just didn't know. I just felt it would be faster doing it that way. Otherwise you'd have to put a card together and then work out what color numbers you were wanting with wad cardstock. Oh, stop. Add a bit of glue. I've probably got a little bit too much there. And I'm going to use my tweezers, work out which way I'm going to put this, and kind of like stick it on. You actually do need quite a bit of glue because you've got the embossing paste there and it's not level, so you need that. Just don't, when you put it on, don't squish it right down because it will ooze out the sides. And then I will grab some dimensionals and we'll add that to the back. I just used one, but you can use, if you do this, you can use, you know, whatever your personal preference is. And I will bring this down, and we will maybe this corner, stick this on. In hindsight, I probably could have made them all, that's not even straight, is that? Oh. In hindsight, what I should have done is made this all a little bit higher, so I had heaps of room. And I noticed that when I was adding all my numbers. So then a little bit of Tombow or whatever glue you prefer, and we're going to stick this on so that there's an even border. I probably should have done that first because that's covering those holes, but I'll just go back in with my hole punch and just repunch those holes. There we go. All right, now I'll bring in my frame, and we will, now these rings are hinged. There's a hinge on each one and they open. So we're just going to open those hinges. I might do one at a time. And then we're going to put one in. Find the opening for this one. Open it up. And then I think this one's a bit bent. Whoops, sorry guys. I need my muscles for this one. Definitely. Play nice, guys. Thank you. There we go. And there you have it. Number one, hang your stockings on Christmas Eve for Christmas. Okay. So that's it. I will definitely put up more details in a PDF for everyone. I'll take photos nice and close and to just so that you can see them a little bit better, but I'll go through them again. So 25, 23, oops, no, missed one. Okay. See, like, I look at this and realize that I probably should have put my wreath up a bit higher so it doesn't cover, my number doesn't cover my image, but you know, I made them all centrally, not even thinking ahead. So, but yeah, it's all good. They still work. I'm still happy with how they've all come together. I will say that I got to number 20 and I thought, what am I going to do now? Which is why I grabbed out some of my other stamp sets and bundles, like this guy and this guy. Yeah, but there we go. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope I've inspired you to do something similar, but you know, basically you've got to make 25 card fronts or toppers, and that's basically all it was. A little bit of messing around, coloring, die cutting, but yeah, you can make them. You don't have to make them as hard as this or as detailed as this. You can go a lot simpler if that's what you wish. So thanks so much, everyone. I hope you've had fun and enjoyed that. And we'll see you again next time. This is day 2, so we've still got quite a few days left to go. So I hope that we can inspire you to get your tools out, or your crafting tools out, and organize some crafts for Christmas. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good day. Bye.